Hi everyone, FPLMattDay here, and this is my Euro 2024 fantasy team chip strategy. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Be sure to give the video a like. Every single like really helps the video, and get your comments, questions, or thoughts in as well. And if you are playing fantasy and want to join my @FPLMattDay mini league, check out the banner across the bottom of the screen during the video, and you can find the code to join my mini league. But we will share screen, and what we will do is I'm going to talk about my favorite strategy in order to use these chips and score big with chips, like it says on the screen. I'll give probably an alternative chip strategy as well, and I'll also explain what each chip is. So we'll start off with Limitless. So for those managers that have played Uefa games before, you will know this, in my opinion, is the most powerful chip in any fantasy football game that there is. So if you play Fantasy Premier League and you know what the free hit is, then the Limitless is basically very, very similar. So it gives you the option to change your whole team for one match week or one game week. You still have to stick into the parameters of however many players per nation you're allowed for that round. So in the group stages, you'll be allowed 3 players per nation. But the biggest advantage is you have a limitless budget. So you can stack up on the best of the best players that you can imagine. Mbappe, De Bruyne, Virgil van Dijk, Harry Kane. It doesn't matter who it is. You can stack up on these players regardless of their cost. It's just such a powerful chip. Can you imagine in Fantasy Premier League when it's the strongest game week you've seen in a while, all the top teams have the best fixtures, and you can just stack up on those big, expensive assets. And that is why the Limitless is so powerful. Whereas a free hit in FPL, it still gives you the opportunity to change your whole team for one game week. So that's what you got to remember. Limitless is the same. You can only change your team for one match week. But the difference is free hit, you still got £100 million budget. In this, there's €100 million budget within the game, but not when you play this chip. So that's the Limitless. The Wildcard, similar. You can change your whole squad, but that changes your whole squad for that round and then the next round. Again, depending on when you play it. If you play the Wildcard in match week 2, that will be your squad in match week 3. If you play your Wildcard in the quarterfinals, that'll be your team then for the following week. And you've got a £100 million budget, so you're restricted to that. The difference in Euro Fantasy compared to, say, FPL is the Wildcard kind of acts as a free hit anyway, because depending on when you use it, there's so many chances you can change your full team. Match week 1, you can change your team using a Limitless. You can change your team as soon as the knockouts start as well. So you are constantly changing your team anyway. So it's not quite as powerful as a Limitless, which gives you that unlimited budget. But when is the best time to play these chips, in my opinion? Well, for me, match week 2 is the best time to play your Limitless. We've seen how match week 1 looks, who the best players are, who looks like they're on form, who's scoring the points. And then match week 2, you kind of know there's still a lot to play for. There's so much to play for. Look, I'd usually bring up the fixtures and say who has the best fixtures for the Limitless and who doesn't. But for me, it's all about getting the best players on the park for the games that really matter. And that always happens in that sort of match week 2. And you'd probably expect 2 games in, there's not going to be as many injury problems or changes or that types of things or suspensions. So for me, I really like the idea of a Limitless in match week 2. And then the third group game is when I would use a wild card. I'd make changes to my team. You kind of get a bit more of an idea as to which teams are already through, and they might make loads of changes and rest a lot of their players and give some second string a go, because you get to change all your players in the knockout round anyway. So you kind of get that opportunity to just bring in a few differentials, a few different players on a wild card while still getting the chance to change your team. Whereas in match week 2 of the Limitless, you can just stack up on all the best players that you expect are going to play. So that's how I am liking and looking to play it. An alternative strategy to that, though, is you could use your Limitless in either match week 2 and match week 3 and stack up on those teams in match week 2, like I mentioned, and those players, all those guns. Or in match week 3, you can focus on the Limitless on the teams that still need to qualify and they've got a lot to play for. And then you can use the wild card maybe at that quarterfinal, semi-final stage, when we've got a good idea of who the strongest nations are, who's going to go into the further rounds, and it gives you the opportunity to kind of stick a lot of players in from one nation that might make their way all the way to the final. But you do need to remember that you get more transfers as the game goes on as well. So they're my favorite strategies, my favorite strategy and my alternate strategy. So let me know what you think in the comments. What strategy are you going to play? Let me know in the comments as well. Subscribe if you're new and give the video a like. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in. I'm FPLMattDay. Appreciate all of your support, and I will see you all in the next one, which will likely be the live stream prior to this week's deadline. Can't wait for it. Germany v Scotland is the first game, and I will see you all there. Bye for now.